like a nerd.
I think you look like a badass, dude. Yeah.
A lot of people have been asking about my bike. So let's talk about my bike.
Today's Tech Review Tuesday requires me to travel back in time. Oh.
So, as long as I've lived in New York City, I've always sought means of transportation that are different from like public transportation. Subway's too noisy and crowded. Buses are too slow. Cabs are too expensive. Driving is impractical. Walking just doesn't cover enough distance. Now, if you've watched this vlog, you know that my favorite means of transport are my boosted boards. That's why I have so many of them. A couple weeks ago, I got one of these bikes. It's called the Super 73, and it's really, really interesting. A little history on the Super 73. The parent company is called Lithium Cycles, and they launched as a Kickstarter in 2016. They started shipping these bikes, I want to say, in early 2017 or late 2016. It's a very cool company. They work with a lot of YouTubers, and they sent me two bikes, one for Candace and one for me. Kind of thought it'd be like a joke that would sit in the corner of my office. This thing's kind of taken over, and it's the first means of transport in New York City in whatever 2 or 3 years that has started to make inroads, competing with my boosted board for my favorite way to get around. And now a closer look at the bike. All right, before Dan and I can actually shoot the out in the street version of this, I have to have Sam teach me how to use the stabilizer. And this will hold it totally steady.
One secret stabilizer package for Mr. Neistat. Yeah, it holds the 80D with like the super small lenses. It's really useful.
You think you can handle it?
I don't know. I'm scared of like riding and shooting, bro.
Oh yeah, it's a dangerous game to play, but it holds the camera really well.
This is sort of like a double Tech Review Tuesday.
You mount it on the bottom here, and then there's a bunch of different axes to balance. Locked and twisted, ready to go. Okay. So what's neat is if you want to get the super low drop down shots, you turn it over like this, and then you can like really get super low to the ground. And this is like ultra stable shots.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Awesome. Careful of cars. You gotta be, what's up guys? You gotta be mindful of the handlebars fitting in between other cars. And most importantly, you have to obey traffic laws. So this thing has 3 power modes. One is this, where you're just pedaling like a madman. It's not bad, but it's kind of a heavy bike to just pedal. Number two is something called pedal assist, and basically what that means is as you pedal the motor, how you doing? As you pedal the motor picks up and takes off for you. It's like you have super muscle, superhuman, superhero power in your legs. Like watch, I'm pedaling lightly. Ready? Watch me take off. Later. And then the last mode is just full power. There's a little controller on here that's a lot like the accelerator on a jet ski. You push the button, the thing takes off. No pedaling involved.
Oh shit.
One advantage this thing has over other electric bikes and bikes in general is it can handle off-roading like grass, dirt, gravel really well. Ready? No sweat. So there's a lot to like about this, and the reason why I think that this thing has kind of brought bikes back into my life in New York City is just because of how dynamic it is. I put that milk crate on the back so now I can haul a bunch of things. The range on it's further than my skateboard. It's faster than a regular bicycle. I don't get all sweaty. I do feel a little bit safer on a bike than I do on a skateboard. But there are concerns with riding an electric bike in a city like New York. For example, up until a month ago, electric bikes were completely outlawed. Did you know that?
It wasn't like as of January they completely outlawed.
As of October of last year, Mayor de Blasio, mayor of New York City, said no more power assist, no more electric bikes. So if cops saw you on a bike like that, they immediately take the bike away. And they give you, I think, up to a $500 fine. Now, as of April 8th of this year, like 5 weeks ago.
About a month ago exactly, actually to the day.
Oh, a month ago exactly to the day, the mayor announced that he's pulling that back, and now bikes are okay if they're power assist, as in they pedal as well, which this does. So once again, this bike is legal. But these are kind of the concerns when you're on something that looks like that instead of a traditional bicycle. But there is one factor that the Super 73 has, and maybe it's just because it's new, but the fun factor, I think, is higher on this bike than maybe any other vehicle I've ever ridden in the city. Would you agree?
It's so much fun to ride.
It's so much fun. Consider though, if you live in a city and you have a bike like this, is if you leave it outside, it's gonna get stolen, so you gotta take it in. And that's what's required to get this thing into my office. Then I guess the last question ever. So I guess the last, am I overexposed?
It's just so harsh. Oh, perfect.
Perfect?
Perfect, dude.
The big question everybody's gonna ask is how much are these things, and they are right around $2 grand. They have a couple of different versions to get, but they start below $2 grand, they go over $2 grand. That's expensive. It's a lot of money for an electric bike, but if you start to compare them to other high quality electric bikes, it's kind of in the sweet spot. There are certainly bikes that are more expensive, and there are definitely kind of low quality bikes that are less expensive. And that's kind of it on the Super 73. One thing that I will say is this company seems to be doing a lot of work with YouTube creators. I love that. Sam here has done a video. Sam here, let me send it wide. Sam here has done a video with Super 73. You should go subscribe to Sam, by the way. He helped me make this video. Jesse, who else has done? Jesse's worked with Super 73.
You've worked with Super 73.
Well, they just gave me this bike, Super 73. If you want to work with me more formally, I'd love to do something. Love your product. But it seems like a great company. It's an American startup. These things are designed in California. And I gotta say, for if you're in the market for an electric bike as non-traditional as this is, because most are like, they look like regular bikes.
Yeah. This is like a, you're
it's
chilling.
like a, yeah. This thing's pretty amazing. And I have to say, summer 2018, this is probably gonna be my main ride. Right?
I'm with it.
It's so
much fun to ride.
All right, that's it for 368. We'll see you tomorrow.
I rode my bicycle past your window